Thank you for tuning in to Macroview Television, and welcome to a brand new edition of the Taiwan Outlook. I'm your host, Ray Guo. Starting today, Taiwan Outlook will present to all of the viewers at home a brand new series on the telecommunication industry in Taiwan. And today, we're delighted to have Dr. Teddy Huang as our special guest, who is the CEO and president of the VMAX Telecommunication Company in Taiwan. Thank you and welcome to the program, Dr. Huang.
Thank you, Raymond.
Yes.
Glad to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. And Dr. Huang, would you mind sharing with us? I understand that back in July of 2007, you led a project team preparing for the winning bid for operating license in Taiwan for the VMAX technology. Can you then start off by telling us what exactly is the VMAX technology and how does it influence our lives?
VMAX technology has been around for quite a while.
Okay.
And initially primarily to extend distance of wireless coverage.
Okay.
And everybody know Wi-Fi. And Wi-Fi is kind of near distance, short distance. And VMAX will extend that distance and provide broadband access to users.
Okay. And would you mind sharing with us the composition of the team that you led, and also how was that process of winning that bid for the commercial license?
Well, at the time I was retired from Taiwan Mobile.
Okay.
And Dr. Liu is the chairman of the TCO and now the chairman of TCON as well. He asked me if I want to be his advisor. Okay. And I said, great. I love to be advisor. Okay. I can say a lot of words and don't have to do anything.
Yeah, don't have to take the responsibility.
So I think back, in April of 2007, I was told, Chairman Liu told me, he said, whether you can bring together a team, see whether we have a chance to get a license. At the time, NCC has decided to issue 6 licenses, 3 in the north, 3 in the south, all regional licenses. So we put together a team with help from Weibo, because that's where we have all the technical people. Yes. Bring together, put a proposal together to submit for the bid. I think we worked very hard for 2 months and bring together a proposal, and we submitted. And we hope we can get it. Okay. And in the process, what were some of the major difficulties and problems that you confronted with? Honestly, at the time, I wasn't sure that we will be able to get one of the licenses. One of the reasons is that because we have 3 major wireless operators, Zonghua Telecom, Taiwan Mobile, and Far Eastern. Yes. I think for sure they're going to get a license because for 30 megahertz spectrum, it's very cheap to get a VMAX license. And because technology is neutral, you don't have to use VMAX. No. And basically you can use spectrum for data services. And then we have a lot of people participate in the M-Taiwan project. Like Datong, Feitel, and Far Eastern, and a few, and APTG. And I'm pretty sure they're going to try to get a license. Of course. So we do our best, but we weren't sure we truly can get a license. But in the end, we are next to the last to get a license. Okay. And how did you communicate the kinds of problems or issues that you had foreseen that was going to be a problem, the challenge, and how did you overcome them? I think it's not an issue of communicating. The issue is really to bring the team together and know exactly what we will do. Some of the people who used working at the Mobitai and people with Weibo as well as TCOM, we basically truly bring a project together. If we get a license, we're able to run it. That's one of the reasons why the franchise fee was very reasonable. We won the license with 5.2% of the annual revenue, while the FETEL is willing to pay 12.89% of the revenue for the license. It's quite steep. Yes. Yes. And but Dr. Huang, for you who has spent all your career almost in the telecommunication industry, technology area, but for the average person, a lot of people didn't know about VMAX until very recently.
And I think when you were awarded that commercial license back in July of 2007, that was the first in the world. And can you then categorize for us how significant was it? What was the implication of the issuance of that first commercial license for WiMAX?
Raymond, I think the appetite for bandwidth is always there.
Yes,
People want
of course.
more speed, more
faster,
bandwidth.
Yes.
Faster and faster and faster. I think the technology today, like 2G, moved to 3G for the pure reason of expand the bandwidth.
Yeah,
so you have more speed. But it's not good enough because for the 3G, initially you can support like 384K, but now with the data, the high-speed downlink data access, which will give you 1.8, 3.6, 7.2 megabit. But that still is not where people want to be. And in addition, because the bandwidth for 3G is very limited.
Of course.
So they really, even though they can offer 3.2 megabit services, but on average, people probably only get less than 2.
Oh,
so while the WiMAX have wider bandwidth, we have 30 megahertz compared with 3G, only 15 megahertz, and which you allocate most of them for voice services. And we can use all 30 megahertz spectrum for data. We can, the top speed, we can bring up to 50, 60 megabit per second.
A lot faster, yes. And what did that mean for the Taiwan's telecommunication industry in general, with the maturation of the WiMAX technology, the issuance commercial operating licenses? What does that mean for the whole industry?
I think, look at Taiwan, the telecom industry, I think we're primarily focusing a lot on the CPE, not on system basis. The CPE, that's like handset, like data card, which you need a lot of them. Right, you need a lot of them. Billings or billing unit are sold worldwide. I think Taiwan is very good at it.
Yes.
Taiwan is number one in semiconductor manufacturing.
Yes,
Taiwan is number one, pretty much number one on the IC design. And basically, I think that providing us opportunity to be the front runner of WiMAX. And I think I heard that some of the data, almost 90% of all the CPE in WiMAX are manufactured here in Taiwan. So that means a lot.
Yes, of course. And what does that mean, with the maturation of the technology here in Taiwan? What does that mean for other parts of the world, especially some of our close competitors?
I think what it means, we are creating a showcase. I think a lot of people are coming to Taiwan, look at it, because they notice Taiwan government supporting WiMAX, spend quite a bit of their resources promoting WiMAX. And like, for example, WiMAX 4 in Taipei, they actually holding 2 years in consecutive year holding Taiwan. I think that's a first. I think what we are doing is basically display the new technology in an application which you can bring, truly bring the wireless broadband to
many other parts of the world.
Our customer. I think that the people are looking at whether WiMAX is the technology they're going to follow. And I think we are making people to believe it is an alternative for providing broadband services.
Well, then, the whole world is watching what's happening in Taiwan, what will happen next with the application of the technology. Who are some of our closest competitors in this area?
I think the competitors in Taiwan for us.
For your company. But on the regional or global perspective, who are what are some of the other countries that are competing in this area?
The WiMAX currently, I think, Clearwire certainly spend a lot of money. Over $5 billion. They haven't spent $5 billion. They have amassed about $5 billion US investor capital to build out the WiMAX network in US. And basically, they are building out throughout the United States. They have launched the service in Baltimore, in Las Vegas, in Portland, and Atlanta. I think they're going to launch a service in many of the cities in the U.S.
Of course.
Look at Russia. and that the SkyTel or Toyota is the brand name.
Okay.
They launched the services in Petersburg and Moscow, and they are quite successful. They're fairly aggressive. I think they spent over $300 million to building a network.
Okay,
and,
infrastructure. Okay.
And they have a year into the launch of the service, they accumulate 200,000 subscribers. That's quite amazing.
Yeah, quite impressive.
The other places like Japan, UQ,
okay.
Has launched their services in Tokyo area, and also Packet One in Malaysia.
Okay.
Right.
And for those of us in Taiwan, when we talk about a brand new technology and with our close geography with China, we can't think about possibility of future competition or cooperation with Chinese operators. Do you see that happening?
I look at WiMAX as a new technology, a technology which will be used for a wireless city throughout the world. I think China has spent a lot of effort, a lot of resources to build out the wireless city. Of course, they're building that wireless technology pretty much neutral. I think they're using TDS CDMA and wideband CDMA as a technology build out the wireless city. I think WiMAX certainly is a very powerful, very suitable technology, allow them to deploy the wireless city project.
Okay, so you do see some opportunity or potential for cross-strait cooperation in this area?
Well, certainly. I think a lot of operators are visiting Taiwan and talking to us. Basically, they are watching very carefully how we are doing.
Okay, good. Well, we're going to take a short break on the Taiwan Outlook, and we will come back and we'll continue this conversation with Dr. Teddy Huang from VMAX in Taiwan. We'll be right back.